Hello, welcome to McBoss Capital channel. My name is Michael Chu. This is market recap video for the week ending January 17, 2025. So basically, we are in our third week into the new year, and you can see here Nasdaq. We have come down for the new year and for about 5 weeks, and this week we finally see a reverse upside reversal here, and we close near the top of the range, and we are above the red line, which is the 10-week moving average. So this is very healthy movement. Although we cannot say for sure the uptrend rally here is starting a new one, but we know at least we are pulling back for more than 4 weeks now. So a lot of base has formed for many stocks. And so we want to see who's actually coming back on the right side of the base and breaking out and so forth. So on the daily chart, you can see this Nasdaq composite has been wiggle up and down above the short-term moving average and below it. So the green line and also the 21 pink line, 21 day. And the last one was the most severe pullback. You can see it went below the red line, which is the 50 days moving average. Now we did recover this week, and Monday, Tuesday we were still falling, but then Wednesday we have a huge gap up, and that gap up because of the core CPI report, which is better than expected. That really propelled the market to jump a lot higher. And Thursday you can see it came back down and test those short-term moving average, but Friday it was able to fall through with a gap up. So this is very constructive. Um, you know, Technically it's not out of the downtrend, but you can see it has made a lot of tests, some tests here, and a lot of stocks are breaking out. And also I'll have a video, second video about the growth stock list. Make sure you follow that as well. We see lots of stocks in uptrend now above their short-term moving average, which is a really good sign for the market to rally from here. Here's the S&P chart. It also went down. This was the 6 week at the bottom here, but it also rebound and also came back to the red line, the 10 weeks moving average. On the daily chart, we kind of broke above this downtrend line, so this is more positive. We also hit the 6,000 level right here, and this is also like the highest close since pretty much the near the new year, before the new year, yeah. So that's also another positive sign. So for Dow Jones, we also were going down, but you can see it this week. It actually didn't make new low, and it bounced right away, and again came back to the red line, the 10 weeks moving average. So here on the daily chart, again you see on Wednesday. Wednesday was a very key day as pretty much all the indexes are gap up and on that core CPI report news, and basically the CPI report is telling us that there's less inflation fear at the core CPI level, excluding food and energy. The market really liked that news, and this way, at least we don't have to worry about a Fed hike anytime soon. So good news. On the daily chart of Dow, you can see how it broke this trend line, downtrend line, pretty clearly, and it gap up above it. So it went above all the short-term moving average, and then Thursday it pretty much hold the highs there, pretty close to it, and Friday it fall through, and now we are at this 50-day moving average. So looking very sharp. For Russell, this has been the most deepest correction in a while. And it's also lasted like almost 7 weeks to the bottom here, and it did rebound this week and closed near the top, but we still haven't gone back to the red line, just the 10 weeks moving average. Here we draw a trend line down, and again we can see that it broke this trend line on Wednesday. Again, Thursday it was able to hold near the highs, and Friday it fall through. It did reverse down a little bit, but overall it's still an up day, so that's still positive. We'll see if we can make progress from here. Now, the previous high level is also where it closed, so we want to see that it can, continue to move forward here. If it can stay above this line, I think there's a high chance that it will go higher from here. Looking at the equal weight Nasdaq, very similar story. We break out right here from the trend line, and similar story. Wednesday gap up, Thursday hold, Friday follow through, also another gap up. So this is really healthy for the Nasdaq 100 on the equal weight side. We see a very similar pattern on the equal weight S&P 500 as well. Wednesday gap up, Thursday actually continue to go higher, and Friday follow through. The only caveat was IBD mentioned that this is like close with a 0.49% gain, but the actual RSP, no, not the RSP, S&P 500 non-weighted is actually up 1%. So there's a little bit of lag here. Not sure what area is lagging in terms of price performance, but yeah, so that's just little caveat there. Going to the advanced decline line for NYSE down here, we see 1400 versus stocks up versus 844 stocks down. So we are hitting new highs again, you can see. So this is a nice pattern here. And even though the index hasn't even come back to the previous high here, but the advanced decline line has already surpassed. So that's really good news for the broader market. On the Nasdaq side, we still coming back slowly. We hit a new low here. You can see the Nasdaq continue to weaken in recent months. This is not good news. And even I feel like on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, like I feel the bounce here are not very strong. As you see on Friday, there's 2,200 stocks up and 1,300 stocks down. So there's still lots of stocks not performing well, even on an up day like Friday. On the IBD 50, we can also draw this trend line here. It clearly broke above it this week. So Wednesday it worked up. Thursday, yeah, it gap on Wednesday. Thursday it hold, and Friday we also fall through. It did reverse down, but overall it's still a positive day. On Friday, Investors Business Daily is raising its recommended exposure level to 60 to 80%. They also warn that maybe not to buy too extended from entry points. Bitcoin saw more than 4% near the 105,000 level. That Trump most likely will have an executive order to make crypto assets a national priority. And also, he launched a meme coin called Trump Coin, I believe, on Saturday. Pro crypto lawyer Paul Atkins to take over as chief of the Securities and Exchange Commission. So those are potential some Bitcoin crypto related news coming out Monday. We also have economic news this week for housing starts and building permits. In December were much higher than estimate. Actual was 1.499 million with permits of 1.483 million. On Monday, we have market is closed for Martin Luther King Day. It's inauguration of Donald Trump, and we have leading U.S. economic indicators on Wednesday, and weekly jobless claims on Thursday, and we have S&P Flash Service and Purchase Manager Index on Friday. So those are the economic news. There'll be more earnings results, like Netflix will be reporting on Tuesday, I believe. Travelers, DR Horton, GE Aerospace. So this is from Investors Business Daily newspaper. Core inflation unexpectedly cools. Consumer prices roar. The regular consumer price rose more than expected in December, but the core CPI climbed just 0.2%. So you see the green bar right here, the lowest in like 4 or 5 months. And on the yearly basis is that core inflation is at 3.2%. So again, pretty flat compared to previous months. Actually, down from 3.3%. And then service price excluding energy also coming down 4.4%. So market really happy about this. So the 10-year yield has dropped significantly from Wednesday. You see Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday it also came down, but it closed a little bit higher by the end of the day. The US dollar also came down. Didn't come down too much. It's now trying to hold here. The energy price did make a new high on Wednesday, but Thursday and Friday gave back some. So far the volume looks a little bit low, so could be just going sideways while the 10-day catch up. As you can see, energy prices for oil specifically here has really come up really strong, and I think copper prices also jumped on Friday. And yeah, so it looks like commodities and energies are doing well. So let's look at the semiconductor ETF here. We have the support level here near the bottom on the channel line as well, near the 200-day moving average. And we did bounce this Monday, Tuesday. You can see it start to reverse after that. And on the upper channel line, you can see it's around this level, and we are coming back to it. So it has been stuck in this range for a while. So this is a pretty long consolidation. So this is very healthy. Here's Nvidia chart, very similar. Built this giant base here. Tries to break out a couple times, but just couldn't, and then fall back. And then it tries to break out again here, and it falls back. So it looks very volatile in that sense. And lately the bounce is so weak. You can see how weak this bounce is. I don't know. I just look at it and this looks like it's underperforming in general, even against other semiconductor area, right? Like the ETF we just saw, the relative strength you see is very weak. So I don't like this pattern. Don't like this chart. We'll see what happens. On the software side, again, we did have this kind of bounce from here, slightly above this trend line. So that's the positive. It did rebound this week from the lows here, but overall, like it has corrected quite a bit. Um, but I don't like how the volume is so low on the upside. So that's also a caveat there. Let's see how this will perform going forward, but I don't know. I don't know if I trust this recent bounce. It's more of a technical bounce to me. But let's see, it is above the short-term moving average slightly. It's just sitting at the 21-day pink line right now. The 50-day moving average has caught up to the stock price, so that's a good thing. But but it could find resistance also, right, at that level. So around this level right here. So we'll see what happens. We'll look at other mega cap, Microsoft. This pattern is very similar to IGV, kind of reverse after breaking above the downtrend line. That's not so good, but I mean it's still overall an up day. So we need to see a fall through like very fast, otherwise it will get dragged back down. Google also bounced a little bit, still above the short-term moving average. Trading pretty tight. It tries to break out here, but it hasn't make any move since then. Just kind of stuck in that range. Next we have Amazon, also kind of trending downward a little bit. We did see a bounce here on this week, so that looks healthy. Overall, it's still on a downtrend, but it looks a lot better. So we'll see if this could work this time. On Friday, there is volume coming in on the buy side, so that's good. Meta also trading very tight. You can see the lower channel lines also on the 50-day moving average that has found support several times. Here's the upper channel line also stuck in this range. We did see more volume on the buying side here, so also that's good. So Apple has some bad news on their sales in China, and that brought them to go down more on Thursday, making a new recent low. And Friday's follow through is not very strong at all. Like it didn't really rebound. It just kind of stayed near the previous days, not too far from the low. So that's not even halfway recovery. So this looks very ugly right now, and the downtrend slope is fairly severe. I would say this stock is right now. We went from really like bullish to really bearish. So we gotta be careful. Tesla also broke the downtrend line. We able to test this short-term moving average here on Thursday as well, and then Friday we follow through. So volume did come in as well on the up day, so that's better. Netflix kind of went back above the 10-day, but then it reversed by the end of day on Thursday. Friday, it was able to gap up a little bit and stay near that short-term moving average. This one looks slightly better than Apple because it's just not free falling right now. But again, I feel like this bounce here a little bit weak. Because we are still stuck in this downtrend mode. After 3 days or 4 days of up days, you would think they would cross back above the short-term moving average, but in this case it didn't. So it just tells me okay, there's also like obviously earnings coming out. So again, Netflix is one of those stocks that are known for moving big on earnings day. So this could be the day that investors are waiting for again. Hope you guys like this video. Please like and subscribe, and I will come up with the next video that you don't want to miss, which is the list of growth stocks I'm following. Precursor to that is that out of almost more than 60% of the stocks now are in uptrend, which is a lot more than 2 weeks ago. So this is a lot of opportunity there for some of the growth stocks out there. So yeah, make sure you follow that. Thank you for watching this video.